Adrianople today is called Edirne, located in the northwest of Turkey near the borders of Bulgaria and Greece. It is a city where very important and strategic roads converge. Historically, it was an ideal point of access to Constantinople. It is also a very rich land due to the confluence of rivers and its location on the coastal plain of Thrace, which has historically made it an essentially agricultural area. It was given the name of Adrianople in the year 125 after being rebuilt by the Roman Emperor Adrian. Its history has been marked by armed battles in the hands of different armies, whose objective has always been to dominate the region because of its geostrategic value. However, the most famous battle was precisely the Battle of Adrianople, which we will tell you about below. In the year 378 AD, specifically on August 9, the army of the Gothic people of the Terbinci, led by Fritigern, fought a duel with the legions of the Eastern Roman Empire led by Emperor Valens. Despite being so well armed, Roman infantry and cavalry were not sufficiently ready to face the strength of the Gothic adversary. Emperor Valens died in the battle, and the imminent defeat was a heavy blow for the historical future of the Roman Empire. But who were the Terbinci? During the 1st century BC, Gothic communities began to migrate from the south to the southeastern Scandinavia. They then settled in the plains north of the Black Sea and gradually split into Graudunci and Terbinci, branches that later formed the peoples of the Ostrogoths and Visigoths respectively. Divided by the Dniester River, the Terbinci advanced southwestward, closer to the Roman Empire, which they did not hesitate to plunder whenever they could cross its borders. Limes. Roman emperors such as Aurelian and Constantine the Great generated measures to caution the Terbinci invasion, such as, for example, setting them the province of Dacia or making them federates of the empire, and even assigning them the defense of the Danubian border. But the plundering did not stop. In reality, their goal was to achieve imperial power. However, despite this rivalry, there was also between the Terbinci and Romans a relationship of mutual support when the military advance of the Huns threatened with the invasion of the Balkans in the year 370. The Empire of Rome ceded to these Western Goths the province of Moesia so that they could take refuge after fleeing from the Asian horsemen, all with the aim of containing their possible invasion. Thus, they obtained Roman citizenship and were trained military with warfare techniques typical of the imperial armies. They converted to Christianity as demanded by Valens, but the conversion was to Arianism, which was considered a heretical creed for stating that Jesus is not co-eternal with God. Valens believed that in this way they could be contained and that they could even be a part of the army that would fight the Sasanian Empire for control of Armenia. However, the Romans did not expect that the demographic growth of the barbarian communities would once again threaten the territorial power of the empire over Germania. Due to this growth, some of these communities were confronting each other, and the Terbinci had to ally with the Graudunci, Alans, and Roman deserters to safeguard themselves. Strategically, this was decisive when discontent finally broke out. Sometime later, the Terbinci, commanded by Alabibus and Fritigern, crossed the Danube to settle inside the empire, but the enterprise was arduous and many people drowned. When they arrived, the Roman authorities did not guarantee them the promised supplies. The desperate situation of those who managed to survive was taken advantage of by the officers of the Roman armies, who escorted them from Limes to their final destination near Marcianopolis, present-day in Bulgaria. In the face of hunger, they offered them a dog in exchange for a slave and all kinds of similar extortions. In the midst of such a situation, the Roman officials themselves did not see to it that the disarmament by the Goths was done in full, a mistake that would later cost them too much. Moreover, being so busy violating the newcomers, the Roman officers neglected the entrance to the empire, so that a contingent of Graudunci crossed the Limes and broke through. Meanwhile, General Lupicinus, the emperor's right-hand man, wanted to make Alabibus and Fritigern hostages, but this only fueled the discontent of the Goths who, armed, took Thrace and killed a large part of its population. Fritigern was spared, but Alabibus was killed. In any case, the Gothic settlement was made in Marcianopolis, which was the military center of Count Lupicinus and the leader Maximus. The reactions of Valens as Emperor of the East of the Empire and of his nephew Gratian, Emperor of the Western side, was to create a campaign to suppress the barbarian uprising. So Valens left for Constantinople to lead the attack and resistance from there. While in Nicaea, he was informed that the Goths were taking the area around Adrianople with about 10,000 men, so he went in person to fight them with his army without even waiting for the reinforcement that Gratian was going to send him, and even less without accepting the truce that Fritigern had offered him. However, this calculation was wrong and fatal, for they were defeated in the vicinity of Adrianople. Although the Roman cavalry was ready to protect the legions, the Gothic formation was forceful. They annihilated the front ranks and flanks without hesitation, and the escape of the survivors was in disbandment. The plain of Adrianople was strewn with corpse and blood. The losses exceeded 40,000 men. The Battle of Adrianople became a fateful and shameful episode in the history of the Roman Empire. On that day, the discontent and weariness of the barbarian peoples, who, moreover, always contended for imperial power, overflowed. After having received all kinds of violence from the Romans, the Scandinavian Goths united again to fight the one who was believed to be invincible, even with the death of the Emperor Valens himself. There are several versions of his murder. In reality, it was never known for certain how it happened. It was said that he died honorably in the middle of the battle after being hit by an enemy arrow. His body was later stripped to the point of being unrecognizable. It was also said that he had managed to flee and had taken refuge in a hut that was then set on fire by the victorious troops, so that the body would also have been completely burned. The Gothic troops also suffered numerous losses. There were many wounded people who were cared for by their families, since they did not have the medical care that the Romans did, but the victory even motivated them to try to take Constantinople. Fritigern was considered since then as the executioner of Adrianople, and as a result of this battle, it became clear the influential barbarian presence in the evolution of the Roman Empire and its subsequent fall. Adrianople was never the same, although the area has always been characterized by its wealth and location. We hope you enjoyed this long journey we undertook from the migrations of the Goths to the outbreak of a tense rivalry between the imperial society of ancient Rome and the communities they called barbarians. Hey, do not close the video yet. Before you go, please subscribe and leave us a like if you liked the video. It will help us grow and keep making much more content. Now, with nothing more to add, we say goodbye.